Hello and welcome to Doogie's show where I review comic books. Still working on a catchy title. Haven't gotten one yet. You may notice that I'm in a different place now. We got it. They got a studio. I'm here in Burbank. No, I'm in my son's room because my friend Mike Reale is sleeping in my room. I just picked him up today from the airport. He was in India for 2 months traveling around. He travels a lot. He drove an ambulance across Africa one time, and he's been to Italy quite a few times, and he loves to travel. So he's a photographer. He does great travel photography. And anyway, so he just got back from India today, so I picked him up and brought him a bunch of Italian treats. He's Italian, but he's still a nice guy. Don't hold that against him. And brought him some little cookies and things, and on the way back, he and I stopped at the comic bookstore, and I picked up Batman '68, which is the Bachelorette Party issue, and so this is the final installment in KNIGHTMARES. Batman KNIGHTMARES. This is where Batman is being tortured, I think, by Bane. I should know, huh? The horror. What more terrible nightmare is there? Then I actually just read this to my son on the couch, which I probably shouldn't do because he's only 3. But there's no violence or anything bad in it, so it actually wasn't bad. But at the end, he was like, "That's a nightmare?" He said, "But there's nothing bad in it. It's not." He goes, "It's not bad. They're nothing bad. Why that not scary?" And I'd explain to him. I go, "Well, it's scary because it's a nightmare because he wanted to marry Catwoman and she didn't marry him. He didn't quite get it. Not sure if I quite get it." But anyways, let's dive into Batman number 68, Nightmares. Here's the cover. Great cover, very funny. At the beginning, we have first of all Supergirl there with Superman's super heavy key that looks like it's light, but it's not. I think it's crafted from a red dwarf star, and some nice funny dialogue here with Lois Lane and Catwoman. They talk about how they're drunk and they think that's hilarious. People look up to you, Lois. Kids, be better than this. And she lets them in, and then she's got some dialogue here about asteroids, which I don't know if I like. She's like, 4 asteroids, but there's an asteroid coming, and Clark's taking the night off, asked me to look out. 4 asteroids. I don't know. Tom King is good at like creating dialogue that's supposed to, mimic the way people really talk, which is imperfectly, but sometimes intentionally imperfect crafted dialogue gets on my nerves because I'm like, I know you're having to put effort into making them speak awkwardly as opposed to the way I'm speaking awkwardly right now. Totally natural. But anyway, that line bothered me. Why am I being so picky? It's hard for me to. Let me show you. I'm sitting on I'm in my son's room. So I'm sitting on this tiny chair. Here's the rest of his room. He's got a lot of books. Anyways, so I'm sitting on this like super tiny chair. I'm sitting side saddle now. It's like we're next to each other in an airplane. Okay. And then we cut to Bruce and Clark at their bachelor party. Their bachelor party. This desk is too small for my knees. I can't. I'm gonna break this chair. At their bachelor party, and they're drinking soup, and it's very quiet and awkward, which is really funny. I like it. So what he does in this comic is he juxtaposes the girls' bachelorette party and how wild and fun it is against Bruce and Clark's bachelor party, which is very somber and serious. And here, the Cat and Lois break into Superman's. Well, they don't break in, but they drink all Superman's crazy drinks that he's got in the Fortress of Solitude. And when I was reading this to my son, I had to make up all these drinks. Well, so I changed it from wine to soda. She's like, "Do we have any soda?" And then I had to make each of these up as a different thing, as things he would be excited by. So I was like, "This is diamond chocolate milk." Oh, I have a sticker on my hand. I pretend that my fingers are Shadow Kirby. My son's name is Kirby, and I pretend this is Shadow Kirby, which is a version of him. And anyways, he was doing some homework with Kirby, and Shadow Kirby did a good job, so it got a sticker. Okay. So I told him, I was like, "This is cotton candy. This is fire chocolate milk. This is bubble tea." Anyways, so, but they're not. There's a Death to Superman Cabernet, The Rapturous Tears of Gods. Very funny. Another Shazam ad. If you don't already know about Shazam, you can stop with the ads. We know. We heard. I wish Shazam was a magic word I could say to make all the ads disappear. And then there they are on the grounds. "Oh, I drank too much soda. My tummy hurts." Drunk. They're so drunk. This issue is about them getting drunk. I wish they actually got drunk and it turned ugly. They started fighting Superman's robots. They go up, throw them off the roof of the fortress. And then here's Batman and Superman looking at old paintings. Again, it's, humorous juxtaposition. This is some sort of orgasm pool. And she pushes Catwoman in. And she's angry at first, but then she's like, "Oh, it feels like orgasms," and she loves it. And she takes her shoes off and jumps in, and they're having fun, and it's cool. And then they got the Cabana Boys. These are the Superman's robots that look just like him, and they come bring them towels. Meanwhile, Superman and Batman are watching football, having a very boring evening. I don't have much to say about this comic, just because generally it's just good. I think it's great. It's funny. It's well drawn. Great expressions. Good acting. You know what I mean? The expressions are really accurate to the dialogue, and they really enhance it. And that's really important for this comic because most of it is about Lois Lane and Catwoman talking to each other and the relationship, and then the awkward tension between Batman and Superman. So it's really important that they got an artist that is good at doing those type of things. Oh, I forgot to read the credits. Oh, well, the credits are in the back. It's Tom King's the writer, and then Amanda Connor is the artist. Oh, they list other people. I thought she was the main one. Dan Panosian, John Timms, and Mikhail Janine. There's one of those weird periods over the eyes. I don't know what that means. Janine. Ah, my knees. I'm on a chair for a 2-year-old. Anyways, so I don't have many criticisms. I don't have much to say except I think it's really good. Deceased. Oh, I see it's DC. DC eased. Oh, DC eased? Wait, is this deceased or DC eased? I think it's probably deceased. And then, this is the funniest part, the Superman robots come in and do a strip tease for them, and that's great. My wife, when she was in college, her roommate was turning 21, and they had a party for her, and they hired a stripper, one of those strippers to come that pretends to be a cop, and then it's like, "This party's busted. I need to see everyone's IDs. Is there anyone here who's under 21? And the girl who she hadn't quite turned 21 yet, her birthday was coming up. She's like, I'm not. And he's like, "You're under arrest for being sexy." And then he starts stripping, But so they got the cheapest stripper they could find from this stripping warehouse, strip place, I don't know, distributor. And so he wasn't like a sexy, muscular guy. He was just a guy. He just looked like a dude, and he stripped and did a very bad job. She said at one point he was doing the Roger Rabbit, and he stripped down to like a red G-string, and then he just stayed at the party for the rest of the party, and he just sitting on the couch like talking to people. So they played chess. Batman and Superman played chess. This was the only page I didn't like. I wish they'd pulled out enough to see the board a little bit more. I know they're playing chess, but I just found the cropping a little awkward. Like, I find it weird that you can't even see his neck. I just wish they pulled out a little more. It's nitpicking, though. They're getting massages. Some ads. And then they changed artists at the end here, and I don't know why they did that. But I found that a little distracting. And then here's Superman tells Batman, like, the reason you're so bored right now is because you're a shallow shell of a person who only enjoys fighting crime. You don't enjoy chilling out. And Batman's like, making this face. Not too happy with that. And then they go and they pick the girls up at the cave. And then it reveals that he's actually having a nightmare. KNIGHTMARES Part 6. In my solitude, you haunt me. He's going, no, John, no. It's good. I don't know why I'm making fun of it. It's good. I guess I'm making... I know it's a nightmare because he didn't marry Catwoman. So this would be an unpleasant memory to have. But I don't know. I mean, it's very similar to what he was doing with, what Tom King was doing with Mr. Miracle, where, I don't know if you were reading the Mr. Miracle run, but for a while that seemed like maybe his life with Barda and their baby was actually just a dream, and he was being tortured, that he was actually strapped down in the X pit, that Granny had strapped him in the X pit and was torturing him, because as people thought that because of the glitches in the comic. And so, but Mr. Miracle has reached the end of its run, and it appears that that was not the case. I think that was all real. Anyway, I don't want to get into Mr. Miracle here. I am going to start reviewing Mr. Miracle. I still don't know. I don't know. What's the deal with Mr. Miracle? Was he dreaming or not? Please tell me. If you know, tell me in the comments. Or maybe it's ambiguous. And then I was even more confused because I saw Tom King and Mitch Gerads speak at Barnes & Noble, and Mitch is the one, if that's the illustrator's name, I forget, that added the glitching. So that wasn't even originally part of the story. So it can't be a dream. Or is it? Is this a dream? Is it a KNIGHTMARE? Sorry, I'll stop saying that. That must be annoying. And then, of course, best part of the comic, the Aquaman ad. Oh, the soundtrack. If you didn't like the movie, you'll hate the soundtrack. And then Justice League versus the Fatal Five. I love the bad guy alliteration there. The egregious 8. Anyway, so that's Batman number 68. It's very good. It's a great standalone comic. Well done. Great writing. Great drawing. Now comes the interesting part to see what happens when they get him off this nightmare machine, you know? What happens next. Can't do what's on Doogie's desk because this is Kirby's desk, and there's... Oh, we do what's on Kirby's desk. What's on Kirby's desk? Baba Yaga's assistant. If you thought Baba Yaga was scary, wait till you meet her intern. It's a very good comic. I don't know why the Baba Yaga, there's so much Baba Yaga stuff out there. She's actually a really enduring folk character, and I'm not sure why, because she's very unusual. She's very specific, and you could say that's why she's so enduring. But she's just like random. Like her house is a chicken, or it's got chicken legs and it runs around. And but anyway, so that's what's on Kirby's desk. What else we got? Baby Animal book. Oh, I picked this up too for Kirby. I was a little disappointed. if y'all's people can recommend any good all ages comics, I'd love to know because I'm always looking for them. I'm not gonna review this, but it was good. Nah, actually, it was not. It was not good. It was bad. All right, that's the end. That's it. Thanks a lot for. Let me know what you thought of Batman 68, and if you thought my review was horrible and that I suck, let me know. All right, I'll see you later. No music because I'm not in my office. I don't have access to the my jukebox that I usually play.